Was there a moment you realized it was time to get sober?
Yeah, I had an incident where it was kind of scary, where I almost didn't wake up, and it was really dark, and it was like the day um before I lost my main director too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that week was just so fucked for me, bro. Like I couldn't record without crying. Anything I recorded, I was just like hyperventilating, like could not function. And I remember when she told me that he passed, I remember having like hour conversations with this dude. Like, we're gonna start a production company. We're gonna make movies in the future. Like, we had the craziest ideas, and all that was just running through my head when she told me that. And I just, I was in the car, I was in the passenger seat, luckily, and I was just like, take me to the Harley dealership. And I went straight over there and I bought a Harley, and I engraved his name on the gas can, so that anytime I feel like I want to talk to him, I'm just gonna hop on that Harley. I'm gonna go to View and just update him on everything. And that was like, that's the only way that I'd be okay with it.
That's a lot to process, a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was amazing, dude. He was like so talented, and he was gonna do some crazy shit, man. And I mean, it's life.
Like it's
It's sad, man.
heart wrenching.
Yeah.
So the way you cope from that, is it through drugs and then
I was, yeah. Like, I was just using it to numb me. I didn't want to feel that. Like, I'd rather just feel happy. And for the longest time, like, that stuff made me happy. But on the inside, I was miserable. I was crumbling on the inside. And never tell anybody. I'll never tell anybody about anything. I'll deal with it on my own. I'll always act like I'm okay. So people that see me on social media think I'm the happiest kid in the world. I'm like, really going through it. And I mean, because who am I to like drag people down with my emotions? Like, I'd rather like at least make you feel happy, even if I'm not happy. And yeah, but like, just got to the point where I couldn't hide it anymore.
but by the way, like people there's strength in sharing and there's
There is, and I never knew that though. Like, I always felt like people would judge me for what I'm going through, and now like John Feldman, like, he'll have AA meetings at his crib, so I'll pull up and I'll just like hang out, and talk to everybody, and it's a bunch of like musicians and stuff, so it's like super chill. And I don't know, like, that feels great, being able to let all that out, and then somebody be like, bro, same.
understanding.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, and I'll never regret anything that I've done in my life. I think that everything that I went through built me into the person that I am today. So, thank you, thank you for the experiences.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, and really, truly, I think there's so many things people should walk away with. There's so many things that people should walk away with from this conversation. But I think the one thing is like, your dreams are possible, but also sobriety is possible too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they don't think it's possible, and in turn, they give in. And I think on two sides, right? People fighting addiction and those who are around those fighting addiction, and yeah, I think even more important to those who are around those fighting addiction is don't bail on people because it is possible. And I think God, being around people, but riding with people, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, my best friend was there for me through all that, even in the worst times when I was not the best friend to him, and I don't know, like, I look back on those days and I was like, wow, I was so blinded from the way I was acting. Truly thought it was okay. It was not okay. Like, that's what that stuff will do to you. It'll make you feel like you're on top of the world, but really you are still hurting. And on top of that, you're digging yourself a hole.
Yeah, a lonely hole.
A lonely hole, man. And I mean, this is kind of personal, but like, I just remember like crying in my bed, like rolling around. The withdrawals were so bad. My blood pressure rising, like sweating out, like it's the darkest shit ever. And like going through that, like, I'll never put my body through that again. It There's a lot.
It's physical, it's emotional, it's everything.
Yeah, and this next album, the first song is me talking into a tape recorder every day, documenting how I feel.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you know that you had to do that?
Whenever I knew I was going to get sober, I was like, I need to document this so I could listen back and hear how terrible I sounded.
As a reminder or what?
As a reminder to never do that shit again.
Wow.
So I sat there with the tape recorder in day 1, day 2, day 3, and just let it all out. And you know, I've even listened back to it like recently, and it made me cry. Like, I didn't sound like me. You know, for the longest time I was not present. Like, and the one thing that like really hit me was like I was with a couple homies, and I fell asleep playing Monopoly with them. And they were like, bro, he's like, I never seen you like that. It was like the lights were on, but nobody was home. And it just hit me, bro. And I was just, I don't know, really just made me like want to just fix myself.